watching SKST Radio.
Well, welcome to Real Talk with Cammie Grayson and the Dream Team. And we are here live today with Mr. Gary Sturgis. Welcome so much, Gary. Let me tell you a little bit. Gary is an American actor, musician, writer, director, producer, teacher, and entrepreneur, and not to mention a voiceover. He's known for his role as Bar Patron on other characters in the television series American Most Wanted, and providing voiceovers. Mr. Gary, welcome to the show. Boy, you got an impressive resume here.
I try to stay busy.
Well, listen, give us a little bit of background about you, what we don't know that's out there on the internet.
Most of y'all probably know me from playing bad guys in a lot of movies, some of Tyler Perry stuff, Daddy's Little Girls, Die for Mad Black Woman. I did Pride with Terrence Howard. So I'm always playing the bad guy. But nowadays we got some new stuff coming up. I'm doing some range. You guys are about to start seeing me do some things. Like I did a series that's on All Black Network called Fifth Ward, season 2. I went from being a strip club owner in season 1 to a bona fide pastor in season 2. Who saw that coming?
Wow.
It was interesting. I'll never forget Greg Carter. Well, Greg Carter, the director, he called me between the 2 seasons. He called me and said, "Hey, man, I got this concept. I want to do this character arc with you." I said, "Okay, where are we going with it?" He said, "Well, I'm going to turn this guy into a pastor." I'm like, "From a strip club owner? Okay, that's going to be interesting." He said, "Well, I need you to do something, though. I need you to sing this song." I said, "What song?" He said, "It's called I Won't Complain." And I said, "Well, Greg, I'm complaining. I'm going to go on and complain now because you want me to sing after Maya, Grammy Award-winning Maya?" Dude, I was saying, you can't. That's like career suicide. How you going to have her sing a church song that original joint she made, and then want me to come back behind her and sing I Won't Complain?
Set up.
I was set up, but I did it. I mean, I actually did it. You guys can see it. I actually did it, but that was one of the, we had a lot of production conversations about that character arc. I'm like, I just don't see why, when you watch the show, I won't give it away, but when you watch the show, you'll see what I'm talking about, because the show is only 6 seasons. 6 episodes per season. So there's not a lot of time. There's a lot of storylines going on. Carl Anthony Payne is in it. He plays my brother. So there's a lot of storylines going on. So to watch this guy in 6 episodes go in one direction and 6 more episodes go in a totally different direction, it just seems like, to me, it happened too fast. But the audience loved it. I just was like, I don't know, man. This girl got 3 kids by 2 different dudes, both of which I know. And, I'm just going to change my life for her. I'm like, dude, she live in the hood. She's like broke. She's working at my strip club as a stripper. Why am I doing this for this chick? So I just couldn't understand the arc. But for those who enjoy the show, they seem to love it. I was just like, I think we need about 6 more episodes to make this happen. But yeah, that's something I got out there. I got another movie coming out called The Father's Pride, which is another role where I play a minister, except this one's a little different. He's a former gangster who's now a minister, and he has 2 sons, one of which is a gangster who he wants to take over his church. The other of which is a good kid who he wants to take over his other business. He has another legitimate business, but they don't want to do the sons don't want to do the jobs he wants them to do, but he's dying of cancer. And it's his last wish is that his sons would do what he's requested him to do with the businesses he built for him. So it's a pretty interesting joint because it's pretty gritty, but it has a strong spiritual sensibility to it. And people get to see me do stuff that just I'm about to play a special agent. I'm doing next month we shooting Dolomite, the Daughters of Dolomite. So I'm actually gonna play Dolomite. It's gonna be crazy, man.
Whoa! Hold on. Tell me, we got to segue into that. So, the Daughters of Dolomite.
The Daughters of
Please
Dolomite.
elaborate just a little bit.
Well, I can't say much because we haven't shot yet, but it's long story short, Dolomite has a detective agency in modern day. This is not set in the 70s. This is modern day. And this is Dolomite, modern day, and he has a private investigation agency. So it's kind of like if I had to describe it in modern terms, it would be Charlie's Angels with black people. This is
Okay.
about these three
But,
women. It's
but,
really
but,
about these three women that's the daughters
but
of
I understand.
Dolomite.
But with my question is based on what you do know. I know you haven't started filming yet. Is the Dolomite character who has the agency? Is he acting like the Dolomite character that we all know and love from the 70s?
Somewhat, yeah. I talked to the producer yesterday about that because that was my question. I'm like, am I doing the Afro 70s black exploitation thing? He said, well, he wants a combination of both. He wants him to be more as if this guy had made it to 2021. You know what I'm saying? And how would he be then? So he was still he's still loud, still crass, still talks in rhyme, but not as 70s. The dialogue is a little
Gotcha.
more
Okay. More modern.
Gotcha.
Okay.
yeah, it's more modern, but he's still loud, crass, and say what the hell he want to say.
So
So
we're
all
making, so y'all are making a possible new age cult classic. Okay,
that's what we're hoping.
that could go viral.
That's what we're going for. We're hoping that it does that. But I had a great conversation with him yesterday about it because that was my question. I'm like, are we going Afro? Am I doing the bell bottoms? What do we? He said, no, we're gonna do this like modern day, but with the same attitude dude had back then as if it was now. Okay, I'm all in. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that. We start shooting, I think, on the 6th of July. So yeah, we're doing that one, and I'm doing one now. I'm doing a mini series now called Halfway to Series. This is interesting too. It's set around a halfway house in an affluent area of Beverly Hills. It's this, which is interesting. It's like these two psychologists who are now divorced run this business. And the husband lives at the house. The wife is running for senator. So the ex-wife is running for senator. And they're still trying to, work this business together with all these ex-criminals that's living in this house. I play Bishop Baptiste. I play a Haitian. It's another minister role.
Another minister role. I was just thinking that.
Haitian guy, but he's Haitian though. He's kind of comic relief in the story because he's a Haitian guy who grew up practicing voodoo, but now that he's in America, wants to be a real bishop, a Christian bishop. So he believes Christianity, is the mother of all religions, but he comes from a background of voodoo. So he's very confused about where he stands spiritually. But he's trying to save everybody in the halfway house. And in the story, we have Damien Hall from Guy. He's in it. We have Mano is in it, so it's interesting working with some of these guys, Dennis White. So it's a nice cast of people that we have doing it, and they're all coming from different, prison backgrounds. So there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of racism going on because I'm in the room with an Aryan Nation dude. So it's a funny piece, but it has a lot of drama too. So it's sort of like a dramedy, and that'll be coming out soon too. So I'm trying to stay busy for y'all, man.
Boy, hey, we appreciate it. We really do appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit about, you have a book. Yes. And it's hashtag why he wouldn't marry you.
Yeah, it's hashtag why he won't marry you. Oh, but there's a subtitle and how you can change that dynamic. Women must know about the subtitle because once they see the title, they be like, what? What do you mean why he won't marry me? The fact that you have that attitude is reason number one. That's the first reason why he won't marry you, because you can't fathom why he won't marry you. We all have flaws, folks, all of us. And I wanted to write a book that speaks to women. It's actually a tongue-in-cheek book for women to probably enjoy to read. Everybody who's read it has actually not only enjoyed it, but got something out of it. 2 people got married after reading it because I just give women better advice on how to approach men. Everything is always me in woman world. And I wanted to
wait.
Yeah, I said me. Oh, wait, me, my ass. Me. That is the woman's mantra. At some point, it has to be about what does he want? Because ultimately, here's the thing women don't consider. You don't have to get on your knee to ask him anything. He has to get on his knee to ask you something. Why would he want to do that? Just simply because you want him to? No, it has to be because there's things about you that makes him want to do it himself. And women don't want to, there's some work involved in that. What, I got to do something? Yes, you want a dude to get on his knee and give you a ring and take your hand in marriage. You have to do something for that. And women don't, that concept be like,
I agree wholeheartedly. I mean,
you should help me.
I can speak. Okay, so let me. I'm gonna chime in on that. I love the fact that you even did that, because I think that women, especially now in 2021, have forgotten the fact that they have to be courted. That word is no longer being used.
I don't even know what that word is.
well, just I'm taking it back because remember, most of our grandparents were married. Their
Right.
parents were married, and we're talking coming out of slavery, Jim Crow, all types of stuff that they had to deal with, but they still put rings on it. They still said, "I do."
Yeah.
You look in 2021, you might have been married once, and and it's so difficult. Why? Because the concept of really, really showing a man that you're worthwhile. Because men, let's be real, as men, there's a lot of stuff going on out there, and for us, we have to feel like this is something worthwhile for us to say, you know what, I'm gonna stop everything that's going on and zone into this one
Focus
situation
on
right
this,
here,
right.
because now this has something not only to offer me, but something for me to admire, and so women have lost the art of making themselves admirable to men because they think, oh look, well, we hanging out, we physical, we all this and that, and we like each other's company, but that's not what a man is going to settle
My
down for.
weed fine, my nails done. What's not to want about me? It's like it's like it's like that. This is 2021. Men ain't having it. We ain't feeling it. At the end of the day, I'm just keeping it real. Times have changed both for men and women, and we're put in a position where you're basically telling me if this don't work out, I owe you half of everything I ever came up with while you're sleeping with somebody else with my half. So this has got to be something that makes a guy feel like this is going to be long term for me. This is going to be forever for me because contractually, because consider the fact love is what we say. Right. The contract is what we go to court with. You know what I'm saying? Nobody takes their love to the courtroom. Nobody says, well, he loved me and I loved him. That's not what we're in here fighting about. We're in here fighting about possessions. We're in here fighting about what's mine and what's yours, even though you walked in with absolutely nothing. You walked out with a bunch of money. It's like this whole concept, when a guy looks at the reality of how this ends for him, if for some reason today he made a mistake that she can't deal with, oh, this is gonna cost you. I don't understand why women don't understand that dudes think that way. Like, do I want this bill? Do I really? If this don't go right, do I want the responsibility that comes with not being with her angry ass anymore? No, because it costs me money. Ask Dr. Dre. He's been going through it for 2 years. I mean, the more money you make, the more money I think I'm worth. It's like, no, I made the money. All you did was slept with me while I made the money. Why do I owe you all the money? Ain't you sleeping with somebody else? Get the money. But that's not the way the contract works, fellas, and we all are aware of that. So ladies be coming with y'all Elizabeth Taylor and dudes now. It's like, I'm going to marry him, get a kid with him, and then divorce him, get that money. I'm going to marry him, get a kid with him, ask Portia, she doing it all. I'm going to get this one. I'm going to get that one. I'm going to get all these rich dudes money because ain't none of these relationships going to work out, but I'm going to get that check, though. You think we ain't seen that in 2021? Come on, man. This is why I wrote the book. I wanted to write a book to show ladies that there's things that's still your responsibility to do if you want to do, to stop talking to a bunch of other women. Consider the fact that men are natural hunters. That's what we do. We hunt. That's what we do. You're asking a dude that's chucking spears at things to stop chucking spears at things, and that's what he do. You know what I'm saying? I'm a spear chucker. Oh, you can't chuck spears no more because I want you to just be with me. Okay. Well, what do I do now? Because that's all I know how to do is chuck.
That's chemically what my body tells me I'm supposed to be doing. I have this thing called testosterone that won't stop producing itself.
And you want me to say, and now you want me to basically put estrogen in my testosterone, potion so that I can feel like you feel. The thing that kills me about women the most is when they want you to feel you don't understand how it feels. You don't know what the hell I understand. You can't speak for me. You know what I'm saying? But so now the goal becomes you need to feel the same pain I feel. Well, for me to do that, it requires me to think and feel like you, and I don't. So to try to force upon me your emotional stuff is part of the reason why relationships don't work. We build different. And you have to let dudes be dudes. Stop trying to make your dudes chicks. You know what I'm saying? I told you last night when we spoke, you got girlfriends for that. Talk to your girlfriends about all that. Why we don't want to hear none of that. That's why God gave you girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to come home. I told you yesterday we spoke. Here's a tip from my book. Ladies, if you want your guy to do something, as soon as he walks in the door, you didn't take the trash out and this. No, not effective. See, my book teaches you how to get the same things that you're trying to get by being effective in the process. Here's what you do. Dude comes home from work. Hey, baby, how you doing? Don't bombard him with your girl problems. That's what your girlfriends are for. Welcome the dude home. You know what I'm saying? Fix him a plate. Okay, now he eating. He chilling. He done turned on his favorite sports event. Give him some ass. Sleep with him. Once this dude busts, I swear to you, you can roll over 2 minutes later and be like, "Babe, I need you to take out the trash." All right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta change your methods, ladies. That's all I'm saying. Is you can still get that's why I say in the book, you know, and how you can change this dynamic. This is about changing your thought process on what he's supposed to be doing for you, and do a few things for his simple ass that'll get him to do all that. We simple. We don't require it. You look at a dude's list of things that he need, right? The list be this big. It be this big. You ask a chick her list of things, it's like a scroll from Britain. They got a this, and that's just today's. We gonna roll this bit up, and tomorrow we got a whole new one. Ain't built like that. We are
bro. You know why she laughing? Because they know this how this be.
It's like, and we supposed to understand because they built on a wavelength that they could all get all this complex stuff. They get it. We don't. I told you yesterday I would share this with your viewers, just a brief summary of where we're going with this in the book. We're built on two different doctrines, people. You ladies were raised with dolls that give you, lifetime goals. First, you get a doll when you're a baby, you get a doll at pee. You got to feed it. It's the same thing that's happening to you. They're teaching you how to take care of you when somebody taking care of you. You know what I'm saying? So you learn the maternal skills right away. Then once you get to your teen years, you graduate to the Barbie house. Oh, you got Barbie. She's got a big playhouse, and she got the dream house and the dream car, and she got dream dude. Ken shows up. You know what I'm saying? She get the design of her house. And you remember when you had Barbie and your girlfriends came over and they go to playing with your playhouse? Don't move my furniture. Don't move my teacup. You know what I'm saying? This is my vision of my life. I'm visualizing how it's gonna be for me grown. You coming in here making this your house. Y'all all did it. Y'all know y'all all did it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, think about it. You get all these cool toys that build you into lifetime goals and plans and dreams and expectations. Our toys didn't do that. We had cowboys and Indians, the little green soldiers and stuff with the guns. And we had, G.I. Joe and G.I. Jane, who had no sexual connection at all because they both had ripped muscles and guns. So we didn't have we wasn't thinking, they gonna get a dream house together. No, they're trying to go kill the Russians. You know what I'm saying? We was not brought up on the same doctrines. So when you guys grow up and you have all these great expectations, you've been taught to be a mother and taught to have expectations and taught to have life goals. We don't have life goal toys, nor are we taught the stories that you're expecting. Like, Gary, when you grow up, the women are going to be expecting you to rescue them. They expect you to be the knight in shining armor. They're the damsel in distress. We never got the memo. We never got it. You know what I'm saying? So when y'all are sitting there saying, why he ain't acting right? Because he wasn't taught to act right. You guys got all the life. You wonder why y'all got it so much together? Because y'all been taught from the minute y'all was born how to be a woman, how to expect things, how to have goals. We wasn't taught nothing but how to kill things, destroy things, and fight each other. So we wasn't taught how to interact with you. So this is why it's on you. It's on the ladies to show men what it is, because we want to know. We just was never informed. We was told as little boys, don't touch girls. Don't touch them. Don't hit them. And don't be rude to them. That was your whole lesson when it came to girls. Don't put your hands on them. And don't disrespect them. There was no how you talk to them. There was no how do you approach them. Well, how do you get them to like you? There was no lessons for us in those areas. So look at our toys, look at your toys, and you'll understand why we have such a divide when we grow up, because we weren't taught the things that you were taught to expect.
Right.
Boom. That was like church. I felt that in my soul, Pastor.
Chapter one of the book. Chapter one of the book. That's the opening of the book. It explains how we got here, because as parents, we teach our kids the same bull crap all the time. We need to change what we teach our boys, because our girls got it together. You guys are taught everything you're supposed to be taught, And it's in such a natural way that you don't even realize that you're being taught life skills. Our upbringing, doctrines, stories, they were not the same. We should have been told that, when she gets to be a woman, she's going to expect a man to come in and swoop off her feet. We was never told that. That's why we come up with the stupid lines. Hey, girl, you've been running around in my mind. You've been just running around.
Your feet must be tired.
You've been around in my mind. And y'all go and laugh amongst yourselves. Like, girl, he said the same thing to me. We don't know no better. This is why it's so important for ladies to stop being mad at us for our ignorance and guide us. We don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? Guys don't mind it. That's what makes him say, oh, she's special because she sees me in a way that other women don't see me. She sees me in a way that she wants me to be a better man. You know what I'm saying? Guys don't mind being better because we think we cool just like y'all think y'all cool. We just ain't cool for each other yet. You know what I'm saying? So we got to work on that thing. So yes, Amazon, hashtag why he won't marry you. You guys have got to read the book. It's a fun table read. I promise you, you will laugh, you will cry, but you will find a way to get that man to get on that knee for you. And ultimately, that's what the book is about. You wondering why is it? He was with me 20 years and he wouldn't marry me, but he gets with her and in 6 months, they're married. Because in 20 years, you failed to do your job to get him to see you the way he needed to see you. You just expected him to see it because you feel it. Women kill me with that. Well, I know I'm the bomb. Hey, you got 20 women in the room and y'all all feel exactly the same way. Somebody's got to be wrong. We all can't be queens, y'all. You ever been to a kingdom? You ever been to a kingdom? How many queens and kings are there in a kingdom? One. I don't understand why. We're all queens. What kingdom y'all live in? There's got to be peasants, y'all. There's got to be people that's workers. There's got to be regular folk in the kingdom too. Nobody wants to claim to be them people. We're all kings and queens. It all sounds good, but go to any kingdom. You will notice even in Zamunda, there's one king, one queen. We all can't be that. It's okay to be normal, folks. The majority of the world is. And the right now they say I ain't a queen, but I am a queen.
and it's right. Absolutely. You're absolutely dead on.
We say things to make ourselves feel good, and that's cool. But in reality, you look at what those words actually mean. And king rules something. And what are you ruling? Do you have peasants? Do you have workers? Are the people paying you taxes? Then no, you're probably not the king and queen that you think you are. But it's okay. Go with what makes you feel good, Black America. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't mind me. I got jokes.
Well, you have another project that you're working on.
Yes.
This one speaks to me near and dear because when we were off camera, I explained to you how right now it's taking a lot of effort for my voice to sound this masculine. I'm like Kevin Hart. I got all trouble. Okay. So you are a voiceover specialist. Yes. So tell us how you got involved in the whole voiceover thing.
Okay, true story. I auditioned for. I was with an agency that they hadn't really brought me onto their voiceover department. I was there commercially, and my wife was working as a receptionist at the time. So she would keep my picture on her desk. So when the agents would come in, they would see my picture all the time. It's like, well, who is that? Oh, yeah, it's my husband, whatever. Oh, well, have him come in. So that's how I sort of, got into the agency. But I realized that I wasn't really good at commercials. Commercials was more like, what's your favorite food? Let me see your hands. It's like, there was no talent involved in getting commercial work. So I just felt like it was a crapshoot. Either they like your look, they liked your answer. So it just wasn't for me. But I saw voiceover. And I was like, wow, that's like acting. I want to do that. And they gave me a chance. I asked them to let me read something. They let me read California Lottery and Pacific Bell. And I booked both of the jobs. So from then they said, okay, well, maybe Gary got something in. I still didn't know what the hell I was doing. But I figured I could read. You know what I'm saying? I could read and I could talk. You know what I'm saying? So I kept doing it. And then one day I was shooting a movie called Volcano. You guys might have seen it. Tommy Lee Jones movie about the volcano in Los Angeles. It's the first movie I got in Los Angeles when I got here. And it was only a one-day part, and I played a homeless person, which is probably why you don't remember me. I had a line, you know what I'm saying? I have yellow tape around my head, I had a line. But anyway, Tommy Lee Jones was the star of that show. That day, I waited till lunch. They told me I had an opportunity to read for a network. And I waited till lunch, ran across MacArthur Park, got my car, drove all the way to Burbank under pressure of missing out on the first movie that I ever got on in California. And I read this promo for a network that you guys might recall called UPN. Never done this before in my life. And they liked my voice so much that they booked me for the job. And they said, go to this address. About a week later, they said, go to this address and keep going until they tell you to stop. And I went to that address for 8 years. So it was my voice that was telling you about every black show that was on UPN at the time. It was me saying, coming up next on UPN, The Parkers, Moesha, Half and Half, One-on-One. That was me telling you to watch all of these black shows, Homeboys in Outer Space, Girlfriends, all of those shows, The Parkers. I was promoting all of those shows. And I had never done this before in my life. And the guy, Robert Roll, who's producing it, he literally held my hand. Even when I didn't know what to do, he would talk me through it. No, you got the voice, man. I just got to teach you how to do it. It's about timing. It's about cadence. It's about inflection. You know, this when you're promoting things, it's about where to throw the inflections at. It's about we only got 30 seconds for the spot, 15 seconds for the spot, and there's, you know, a bunch of dialogue. You have to read this dialogue and make it sound like you're not reading it fast, but you got to read it fast. So it's just you learn all of these little techniques by doing it. I was sort of baptized by fire. Nobody taught me. I literally learned while making money doing it. And I was scared I was going to lose my check every week. I was like, I hope, you know, don't fire me. You know, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, you start to get good at it and you get confidence in it. And that's what happened. And for 8 years, I held down that job. I did radio and television for UPN for 8 years before the network merged into the WB or the CW with the WB.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's amazing. Wow.
So
yeah, now I'm trying to teach others how to do it. That's what I'm doing now for webinar.
So what will they learn at the seminar? So how would people get in contact with you?
Okay, well, let me tell you what the webinar is first. I have a webinar. It's called the Voiceover Webinar with Gary Sturgis. I teach you, just like in the film business, the calling card for an actor is a headshot. You need a headshot and a resume. It's pretty much all you need to start off as an actor. You don't need a degree. You don't need, I went to such and such Yale. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to ask you what school you went to. They're going to look at your resume. They're going to look at your headshot. And voiceover is the same thing, except your headshot is now a 1 minute demo tape. 1 minute. Can't be longer than a minute. Nobody's going to listen longer than a minute. Now, my job is to teach you how to make that 1 minute demo tape using a range of spots and voices and how to mesh those things together into 1 minute. Because the average spot that you read is going to be minimum 15 seconds, average 1 minute, 60 seconds. So how do you read, 10, 60-second spots and combine that into 1 minute? That's what my webinar is about. It teaches you how to make that demo tape because you're going to fall in love with everything that you record, but how to cut it down into 1 minute because that 1 minute is what's going to get you indoors. It also shows you sites that you can find freelance work on before you find an agent and how to submit that demo tape to get an agent and how to record from home. And that's pretty much what I'm teaching people how to do, especially with COVID going on right now. A lot of people are stuck indoors, doing absolutely nothing. And we all have this modern technology called computers. I just need you to add a couple of things like a MIDI device like this and, a microphone, and you can turn your sitting at home into a profit because, right now with commercials, they want normal voices. They want everyday people. If you listen to McDonald's commercials today, when you're driving in your car, listen to the radio commercials, listen to the people talking on them. Excuse me. This could be you because these people sound like everyday people. They don't want a conditioned or professional voices anymore. They want people who sound like when you read the copy, it says, husband, wife. So they want these two people to just sound like a husband and a wife. They don't want them to sound like, hi, this is CNN. They don't want James Earl Jones. You know what I'm saying? They want regular voices. So the opportunities are vast in this business, and voiceover is $1 billion industry. So my job with my webinar is to teach people how to do it. Pre-tape, so you can watch it on your own lead. I did it live about 5 times, but I taped one. It has a class of people, so you get to hear other people because there's a section where people are literally doing an audition, so you could actually hear what an audition sounds like and how if you were sitting in the producer's seat, because that's what I tell everybody, put your producer's hat on, and we don't have 6 people read the same spot. And let's decide who would have got that job, because I want you to understand this is what's happening in the room after you do this voiceover. There's people sitting in the room listening to you and 60 other people who read the exact same thing. So what makes yours stand out? And that's another thing that the webinar takes you through. Also with the webinar comes a booklet called the Voiceover 101 booklet. And in it is clickable links to equipment that you would need to build a home studio setup on any budget. There's, expensive stuff. There's cheap stuff from mics to soundproofing to MIDI devices, just the tools that you need to sort of, build a little home setup to where you can professionally do this. And all of that's in the book, and it's clickable links. And I even included about maybe 45 pieces of copy. So you don't even have to go look for stuff to read to make your demo. I gave a range of stuff from medical to fast food, because you want to show your range. The whole thing about making a demo tape is not just to say, hey, I got a great voice. It's about showing the range of that great voice. So that's what this whole webinar and stuff is about. You can catch me if you want to email me about it. I'm on Facebook, under my name, Gary Sturgis on Facebook. That's where I'm doing most of this at. It's on Instagram as well under Movie Star G, at Movie Star G. You'll see the flyers up there as well. But my email is optical media, OPTIKAL media, MEDIALLC at gmail.com. If you want to find out more information, I have the flyer sent to you. And I think on the screen we have, for those who do know, you can hit up that optical media on Cash App for $60, and I will send out everything to your email. Just put your email in the memo line on Cash App, and it'll all be mailed to you within minutes, because it's already pre-taped. You can watch it at your leisure.
So how does a voiceover differ from doing like a radio voiceover?
They're the same, actually. A radio voiceover is no different than a television voiceover. It just pays different. The only thing different is the pay. If you did a radio commercial, it's no different. It's a voiceover. You know what I'm saying? If you did a radio spot for McDonald's, that's a voiceover. So it's just radio pays different than television pays. So they have two different pay scales, but both are very viable. And if you can get a national spot, you can really draw in quite a bit of money. But consider the fact every city that you live in has a ton of regional commercials that they do as well. There's products that's only in certain areas. There's stores like Piggly Wiggly. They don't have those out here, but they do have them down south. And Piggly Wiggly does a lot of, commercials, but you won't hear those outside of the area that they're in. So that's called regional spots. But regional spots pay well too. But if you can book a national commercial, Jesus Christ, make y'all laugh. You guys remember that when Chili's years ago, Chili's had that the commercial came out where it was singing Chili's baby back ribs. Remember that commercial? I was in that commercial. I was in that commercial. When they first did that, it was 6 of us. I was one of the guys singing in that commercial. And that commercial paid so much money, it was ridiculous. But then it got to a point that they was paying us all so much money on every time they had to renew this thing, that they just figured, just take all of them out and just keep the song. So now they just use the song and just cut all of us out so we ain't got to get paid no more. But it's funny. Wow. Yeah, it's the truth. But I was on that original campaign for Chili's. I was in that commercial singing. I was the lead singer in that commercial. So yeah, that was it was funny. But here's the funny part. The guy, if you watch the commercial, the guy that they had singing the deep part, I want my baby, that wasn't me. They had this guy, he was a big light-skinned guy, but when I tell you he had a voice like Mike Tyson, but because he was big, they made it look like he was the one singing the bass part. And they had me singing the Chili's baby back rib. And it was really a real group singing. We was all lip syncing. So it was like a real group that sang it. So that's how they cut us all out, because we wasn't the group that actually sung it. So it was crazy. A little film history for those who might have seen some of my work.
Oh wow, that's funny. So funny.
Very well, y'all. For those who voiceover, man, if you're sitting at home, if you can, this is what I tell people all the time. If you can read and talk, I can teach you how to do voiceover, and you can supplement your income with it. If you're fortunate, maybe you could be like me. I've made over 6 figures a year doing it. And I just be laughing. I'd be like, wow, you just paid me a lot of money to say something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I talk for free every day. You know what I'm saying? But today, y'all gonna pay me to say something. Now,
when voiceovers will also work, we were talking earlier about, even for me to do the thing with my book. Would this class be something to help me as far as trying to learn how to do voiceovers for reading a book?
You're doing an audio book. The technique is all the same. Once you know how to record, the only difference with an audio book is there's a few particulars you have to do when it comes to uploading it to a site or whatever. But as far as recording it, the process of putting it all down, exactly the same. So this will, anything that you have to record that requires audio, my workshop will help you with that. It's set up to make a demo, but it works universally for anything that you're trying to record, audio books or anything of the such.
Nice, nice. Miss Aisha, do you have something for Gary?
I do. Let's
Uh-oh.
see.
You
He
go,
says,
uh-oh.
"Oh."
She reaching back to the scroll like, hold on, what have about it?
No, honestly, as I was listening, I did get a whisper in my ear. You are a wise leader. Um, and we live in the age of Aquarius now. And so I think the timing of your book is really good, and I feel like the same way that you were asking, us as women to educate y'all, you're doing the same. And it's a very necessary thing. So I really dig that.
I appreciate it because I definitely didn't want people to think. If you just saw the campaign that I ran when I first was advertising the book, it was harsh. Because I wanted to get women's attention. So I would write, your food tastes like crap. Hashtag why he won't marry you. Your sex sucks. Hashtag why he won't marry you. This is the way I would advertise. I would put like, you listen to your friends who can't keep a man. Hashtag why he won't marry you. So what this would do is this had a whole bunch of women coming on my page to talk about it. So I grabbed their attention. But then when they actually got to read it, it was because what I did was I had two Harvard educated women to edit my book for me. Because when they read the first version of it, they was like, Gary, everything you saying makes sense, but you want this to connect to women right now because I write the way I talk when it comes to this subject. So it's pretty upbeat and animated. So she's like, I get you because I know you, but when other women who don't know you read this, they're not going to receive the message is there, but they're not going to receive it because of your tone. So I allowed two women who are who are Harvard educated editors to edit my book for me. And when they sent me back the edited version and I went through it, I was like, okay. Y'all didn't soften it up too much. It still got some Gary up in there, but they definitely streamlined it in such a way where it can resonate with women because I am a man and I am going to say things from how a man feels. And that's not always going to connect to a woman's sensibilities. So by having these two Harvard educated women, edit my book for me, it became very palatable for the average woman to read because it still pointed out my points of things I was trying to say, that sometimes we have to self-assess. And a lot of the book is about self-assessment because we spend so much time trying to find perfection in someone else that we never look at what we're presenting to people. I think a lot of times we tend to say, I feel like I'm projecting this image. But to the people that's receiving the image, it might not be received the way that you're projecting it. And I think sometimes there's a misconception with women where it's like, well, I know that's not what I'm putting out, but that don't mean it's being received the way you're putting it out. So sometimes I think when women say, well, he's acting like I'm off-putting or something, it's because to him you are. To you, you're not, because you don't think you're putting out that particular energy. But to the person that's receiving it, you have to understand they're not receiving you the way that you think you're projecting yourself. And sometimes that's a self-assessment issue. And that's something that I talk about in the book as well, because ultimately I want to see women win. It was never a book to shame women. Like you see Kevin Samuels, whatever the guy name is, the other guy, everybody's saying, we make these books and women expect these guys to be perfect. Stop right there. We're all people. Nobody's perfect. And I think sometimes when we read these books from these people, you think because somebody wrote a good book that they walk a perfect life. This is not church. This is just the science of understanding human beings. It has nothing to do with being right or wrong. It has nothing to do with being perfect. I can give you the best advice in the world and not follow it myself. That doesn't make me a bad person. It just means that I'm good at giving advice. I'm just not good at listening at it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I think women hold men to a standard of, well, if you said all these things and they were all said right and you're not walking the walk, but you're talking the talk, then your information is no longer valid. That's not necessarily so. The information, if it resonates with you, is still valid. You just have to look at the source and say, well, hey, it'd be great if the dude took his own advice. You know what I'm saying? Instead of condemning a person for making slip ups and mistakes, because we're all human. And at the end of the day, sometimes we can see something, when you're observing it from the outside, you can see it a whole bunch clearer than when you're standing in the mess yourself. So even in my book, I speak of some of my own flaws. I spoke to you about that too. I didn't want to do a book that just pinpoints old flaws of women. It's not about that. I speak of my own mistakes in my own marriage. And I also speak about how the concepts that I speak about in the book and how they affect relationships, how they can affect you whether you're married or not. Life is about competition, whether you want to believe it or not. I don't know why people think when they get married, suddenly the competition is over. As long as you walk the earth, there's another dude that's going to try to catch your attention. As long as he walks the earth, there's another chick that's going to try to catch his attention, whether you got a ring on or not. So the competition is constantly on, and people have to realize just because you said I do, the work don't stop there. That's where the relationship starts. And people seem to think, oh, it's like water roses. It's like, okay, got the ring, got the marriage. I didn't fix the house up. Well, we have nothing else to do. Let's fight now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's about realizing that once you've committed to the relationship, now you have to put in the work. And this is the part where in 2021, you spoke earlier, sir, about grandparents and how the grandparents and great grandparents survived slavery and separatism and all of these different things, yet they still were married. They were poor and they still were married. They didn't have millions of dollars, yet they still were married because they valued the concept of being with someone more than they valued the concept of money or what I could get out of something. And we live in a time now where it's just about how can I get the quick buck and not have to deal with this dude problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good look for guys because, we're sitting there saying, well, I'm watching how other dudes are getting treated in these new age marriages. And I don't know if I want to enter into that contract because that contract can hurt me at the end because ultimately that's what it is. Love is a feeling. Marriage is a contract. You know what I'm saying? That is a legal binding contract. You know what I'm saying? You might want to read the fine print, guys. You know what I'm saying? Read the fine print. You know what I'm saying? It's a contract. So when you enter into a contract, you need to be sure what you get into. It's like buying a home. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to enter into a contract if you don't think I'm going to be able to make it these 30 years. You know what I'm saying? You got to go into this with a positive attitude. So women just got to understand that there's a lot of pressure on men when it comes to marriage, especially nowadays, because there's no love is starting to feel conditional. And, if I don't live by these certain conditions, then you're going to leave. Or the ultimatum thing, which I speak about in my book all the time. You can't throw ultimatums on men. Men don't like ultimatums. Your biological clock is your problem. I don't have one. So you can't force that on me. It's like, these are things I talk about, biological clocks, because, women have a schedule of things that need to happen. I need to, now you get these kids out before I did 45. I ain't trying to be no 40-year-old mama. You know what I'm saying? Now, dude just met you at 43. He didn't know. Yeah, I just met you today. I didn't know you had, I didn't know you had to have a baby by 45. I wasn't in my plans, you know what I'm saying? But, I guess I'm on your clock, you know what I'm saying? So if I don't do it, you're going to leave me for somebody who will, and I'm supposed to put my money on that? It's conditional. So I think that's what men are becoming wiser in relationships too, you know what I'm saying? And you have to remember that, ladies, that men are becoming smarter and realizing that this is a contract, your obligation, and before they make it, they just want to make sure you're the one. I know you think you're the one, but y'all think y'all the one for everybody. It's like, well, if you don't work out, I'm gonna get a man. It's like, well, that means you for anybody. I thought you for me. See, there's a difference. If men want to feel like it's for me, you know what I'm saying? You feel like, well, whoever's standing there when I hit 45, that's who it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not crap. Guys feel like, I want to feel like it's special and for me. That's what makes him say yes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, she made me feel like, there's nobody else out there for me. She's so special. And special is not a feeling that you just say to you and your girlfriends. It's something that you make him feel about you. And that's where the work come in, ladies. And that's when we'll be like, what? Look at me. Work. He better get on. He better come on in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, lose that attitude. It's like, you're not that bomb you're not that bomb to everybody. There's somebody for everybody, but you're not that bomb to everybody. Just like he's not that bomb to everybody. You got to find, if you like a dude, show him that you like him. Make sure he know you like him. Don't leave no doubt in his mind because, he's a hunter and he's going to keep hunting until he feel like, wow, I threw a spear in that one and that one done reeled me and she didn't club me in the head, drug me into a lair. You know what I'm saying? I done woke up like, I got my feet hobbled. I'm just in here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to change the character. I'm not rewriting misery. But it's like, but ultimately, ladies, I just want to see y'all win. I crack a lot of jokes. Y'all will see that in the book. Read the book. It's funny. If you're going on vacation, you're stuck at your house, sit in your bathroom, read the book. I promise you will laugh. But if you try some of the things I'm telling you, you're going to get that man to tell you, yeah, come on, let me hop on his knee and let's go on, put a ring on it. Come on, girl. I swear 2 people got married after reading my book. That's a true story. 2 people have become husband and wife after reading the book. And one of them, I give Gail White, I give her credit. Her and her fiance read the book together, which I thought was really cool. She didn't go off and read it herself. She read it with her man. So they had discussions while reading the book. The dude hits me up all the time. He's like, dude, thank you, dude. Thank you, dude. That was just so big. You made it, you put us in a position where we could talk and I could have a voice in the relationship, because men have emotions too. They don't run like yours do. You know, we don't get with ours. We get mad. You know what I'm saying? So you got to differentiate. Guys have to learn how to express themselves without anger. And that's very hard when you're always taught that if you're soft, nobody likes that. You know, you got to be manly. You know, there's so much put on masculinity that men are not allowed the space to be emotional, to be soft. And the minute a dude is, women say they want it, right? But the minute a dude is, you acting like a little old B. You acting like, I can't stand when a man, but it's the stuff y'all say y'all want until y'all get it. I want a good man till you see a good man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, he too nice. You know, I need somebody that's a little abusive. I need a little toxicity in my relationship. You know what I'm saying? Women say they want a good man, but they really want that dude to stress them out. Read my book. I swear to you, women talk about they want a good dude, but what women really want is somebody that makes them pull their hair out. They like the activity.
Exactly.
Women like the activity of a relationship. A good man don't give you no activity. It's always just nice. It's like, wow, this is so nice. It's so complacently nice. I need to be riled up some. I need to feel something. If you ain't wanting to strangle your loved one at least once a month, then y'all ain't in love. You know what I'm saying? That's real love. Women feel like love got an activity. It's got a fit. Love is an action word. It has to have a emotion to it. I need to be cussing somebody out, and then we need to have makeup sex and apologize for it. You know, I need that activity. Then you say a good dude, be like, I just want a good man, until you see a good man and be like, he boring. He's so boring. Women like, you know, you need something to go to your phone for. I need a reason to be an investigative reporter. You know what I'm saying? You ain't giving me nothing to do. You know, worry me, stress me out so I can call my friends and talk about you like a dog. This is a relationship.
Jesus, boy, this man preaching today.
Oh, okay.
Look, I see your cash app on this. I'm gonna send you some as a tithe and an offering, Pastor. Man, I don't know if I need the voiceover school, but I do owe you, boy. Listen, he is touching my soul right now.
Men, these are the things men want to say all the time, but men be like, you know, there's this thing women do, and you see it on TV shows. To show you how comfortable it is, they make TV shows about it. When a woman gets mad in a relationship, where does a man go? Sleep on the couch. Think about that for a second. I pay whole mortgage in this mofo, and I got to sleep on the couch because you, man, you go sleep on the couch. You can fit on there better than me. I'm 6'1". You know what I'm saying? It's like, but this is what happens in men's own homes and stuff. You said something that offended me. Sleep on the couch. I'm gonna punish you by not letting you have sex. That's why men cheat. You know what I'm saying? This is why, because like you're gonna try to restrict me from things that I have, you know, contractually earned. No, wait a minute. Are you reneging on the contract? Okay, so when I breached the contract by going over by person B, am I wrong? Oh, you withheld sex. I swear I talk about that in my book, ladies. Y'all think that sex thing, that the power of the P. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna withhold. Okay. I mean, he ain't gonna do it. It doesn't mean he ain't gonna do it with you. You know what I'm saying? When we say I'm gonna control it, you know, your P don't control his P. See what I'm saying? It just don't. They two separate things. And see, women have there's a vein, right? There's a vein that goes from the heart all the way down to the clitoris, right? There's a vein that connects the two, that the minute you touch one, this is affected. Men have no such vein. There's no vein that runs from the penis to the heart. So when dudes do stuff, y'all be saying, well, how did you do that? And you just have no guilt, because there's no, when a woman cheats on you, we all know this. When a woman cheats on you, she liked that dude. She really liked that dude. When a dude cheats on you, he just was, it was available. It was there. I was hunting. I have no emotional attachment to this ass at all. Not with women. Or you know, if your woman cheat on you, dude didn't develop a relationship. She really into this dude. She don't just do that. They're not built that way. They have a vein that attaches. If they touched on it, that love can take that. No, we're not like that, ladies. So y'all be looking for that in us, and you're never gonna get it because dudes ain't like it. Love don't attach that way. That's why y'all say when y'all talk about dudes, like the best way to a dude's heart is through his stomach, not through his penis, through his stomach. Y'all remember that? You know what I'm saying? They never say, you never heard the best way to a man's heart is through his penis. Gotta feed him, you know. It's like a good dog. You just gotta feed him. You know what I'm saying? He don't really cook much, so just cook him some good meals. He'll keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? He's a Carl's Jr. guy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody see. My mama taught me how to cook, so it's different for me. This would never work on Gary Sturgis or the Sturgis family because all of my brothers all cook. We didn't have any sisters. None of us have daughters. It's all males. You know, I got 3 brothers, and between us, we got 5 sons. You know, no sisters, no daughters. So we were all taught how to cook because my mama used to say, well, in case you end up by yourself, you know, you don't need to know how to take care of yourself. So my mama was always prepared for what could go wrong for you. So in case you end up alone, you know, I'm going to need you to know how to take care of yourself. So we all learned how to cook. So I don't even need a woman for that. You know what I'm saying? I can sit up and cook my own food. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, for me, I just need you to, you know, just be nice to me.
I cook my behind off.
See,
I'm a
dude,
fantastic cook.
2021, brothers got to cook. I got a restaurant called Craybays. Y'all can check it out. www.craybays.com, CRAYBAYS.com. We serve all Southern Creole type dishes out in Cali because they don't have that out here. I'm so sick of eating, you know, Mexican food and, you know, all this Asian food out here. There's nothing out here for people from the South. So we came up with our own stuff, and I have a kitchen that we work out of. And yeah, I be serving up, and people are like, oh, this jambalaya is so good. Oh, these red beans are so good. Who cooked it?
Me.
Me. Like, I cook, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit up here and starve because I'm waiting on a woman. No, ma'am.
Hey, I tell my son the same thing though. So that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah, you should. And teach your son. I'm going to tell you now why you got a chance. Teach your son what girls expect so he don't have the problems we had, you know, in our generation trying to, you know, trying to bridge the gap of relationship. Let him know about the knight in shining armor. Let him know about the damsel in distress. Let him know that women have life goals and wants and needs and expectations that you're not necessarily prepared for, young man. But you need to let him know because without knowing, he's going to make the same mistakes a lot of fellas did for many years until we get it right. And you can't get mad at us for what we don't know. You know what I'm saying? You just can't. You just got to realize we don't know and teach us.
Yeah.
A little responsibility, ladies. It's okay. You can do it. God made you. God brought you here for that purpose. That was your purpose. God said, you know what? I just took some dirt and made a man, right? That guy's bored. You know what I'm saying? He needs help. He needs guidance. He needs assistance. So let me rip a rib out of him and make a woman so he can have something that can help him out. He needs a better half. He needs something that can guide him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just dirt. He's made of dirt.
Right.
Consider that. Man is made of dirt. Woman's made of a man's rib. We're not even made of the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're made of dirt and we're made of a piece of meat. You know what I'm saying? So we're not even made of the same stuff. So how can we feel the same and think the same? It's okay. Hey, talk to God about it. I had nothing to do with this information. I'm just, you know, accepting the information as I get it like everybody else. I didn't make the rules. I didn't come up with the man-female thing. Hell, I didn't even come up with hey, let's make people different colors so they can have problems with that. I didn't come up with any of this stuff. I just noticed it and acknowledge it.
You're hilarious, Gary.
Yeah, people think I'm serious all the time. I got jokes, man. I love when I get to do these kind of things because people tend to watch me on movies and they think, oh my God, I don't want my kids around this guy. He's terrifying. You know, but I'm not like that at all. I actually got jokes. I got a big personality, big sense of humor. And when people get to know me, they get to see that. That's why I say, check out my webinar, support my works. I'm not the bad guy you think I am. I got people to support people. I got kids. You know, so support my work.
You got support here, and with our audience, I'm sure that you're going to get a whole lot of hits. You already got something on my page already. You already got a hit on my page. So, and me and Aisha was talking about it, and so I think you got 2 students here.
Absolutely.
I promise you, I'm going to teach you guys. I'm going to teach you guys how to do something from home that you're sitting on the computer all the time. Why not turn it into a profit? And I'm good at teaching it. So, you know, check out my workshop. My webinar is the bomb, and you can watch it as many times as you like at your own leisure. It's pre-taped. It's about 2 hours long, and it has it was a live class. So there's other people. You will hear other people on it. There's students, so you get to see the whole process actually happening in real time. It's not just me talking. There's other people. that participated in the webinar in real time. So it was actually about 12, 13 people, I think, on this one. So you get to hear other people's auditions and hear the process of how people get selected. There's a wealth of information that'll help you to understand what it is you're getting into and how to effectively do it.
And what I see for you, Mr. Sturgis, is that's going to bring a new level of success for you. So I see expansion. I see you just moving forward with everything that you're doing. And also, too, God wants you to find sanctuary. You know,
Does he?
So
Does
rely on him.
Does he want me to find sanctuary? Is that why he keeps giving me? Is that why he keeps giving me these preacher roles? I'm like, you know, I got 3 of them in a year. You know, it's like God is trying to tell you something. I feel like I'm in The Color Purple or something. You know, it's like I appreciate your kind words, sister. I'm definitely just trying to move on with it, up with it, and with this whole COVID thing, it's sort of like everybody else. You have to sort of rebrand yourself. And one of the things that I decided to do in that time was to try to assist other people with earning an income, doing something that they probably never thought about doing, because I never thought about doing it. Nobody ever said, "Hey, Gary, this is something you need to do." It's just something I fell into, and I was very glad that I did. You know what I'm saying? And I think it'll be life changing for a lot of folks. And I like to see other people succeed at it. People say, "Oh, I'm afraid of competition." I don't believe that there is really competition. Whatever is for you is for you. Whatever God wants for you is for you. All you need to do is be put on your path to get it. And sometimes that's where people like me come in, where I can sort of plant a seed of something that you probably wasn't even thinking that you could do. And you wind up doing it. And even if you made, a few $1,000s, a few $100s a year doing it, even if it was just minor, secondary income, it's something that you wasn't doing before. And you might get lucky like I did, and somebody might call you up to the big leagues, and next thing you know, you're making $350,000 to, read a promo for something. You never know. I mean, I didn't expect that. That wasn't in my life plans. I never in a million years thought that I would be as successful as I am doing something that I didn't even know was a paying job. You know what I'm saying? I listen to cartoons all the time. I never thought, oh yeah, I could be on one of those. I did Static Shock, a cartoon that was on for a long time. I played Ebon on Static Shock. I did every Batman cartoon that was ever out. I did some villain. I played Bronze Tiger on Batman, both in video games and the cartoons. I've been Scooby Doo in the Cyber Chase. I played the cyber villain in that. So it's like I do a lot of animation as well. So the next webinar I do is probably going to be a little bit more refined voiceover webinar, probably about animation and promo, because those are very defined markets that are not as open to the masses. This is when your voice and timing and things like that and really being into the craft becomes more particular. But for those who want to go that deep into it, I'm actually going to do webinars for those too.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Well, Gary, I will thank you. I want to thank you for being on the show. You've been an inspiration to us all. I'm happy to know you.
Likewise.
And to find out that we, run some of the same circles, I think that's awesome.
I know, right?
So,
cool. 504 number. What? Like, you don't call these from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? What? Right? That's awesome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me on your show. I've had a great time. It's been totally awesome. I appreciate the support and everybody out there watching and listening. Check out the webinar and do follow me on my social media. I'm very active on social media, Instagram and Twitter. It's @MovieStarG. And on Facebook, it's my name, Gary Sturgis, GarySturgis. And I'm very, very active on social media, mostly Facebook. So that's where I'm advertising a lot of the stuff for the webinar. So if you did not catch the email here, hit me up on social media. Look for one of my social media sites. The flyers on every one of them with the information, the Cash App, and how to reach me for the webinar.
Right, and it's also on our pages as well. So we got you covered on our end. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
You've been a blessing. Thank you so much.
Likewise.
That concludes our show today, guys.
Continue success to you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Right back at you. Put that voice to work, man. Treble sells.
This is our sales guy. This is our sales guy right here.
Yeah, you got a great speaking voice. Put that voice to work, man.
Well, I'm gonna hop and see what kind of jewels that I can get from you. So we definitely tapping in with you. But when I get on that side of the water, so to speak, we got to go try that man's food out. I want to see what the red beans was hitting on. Because when you said I've been to Cali plenty of times, you can never find nothing.
I'm gonna see you.
I'll
Say
be
again?
in California on the 25th of this month, so I'm gonna check you out.
I'll have me.
Do you serve sweet tea in your restaurant?
No, I do not. I'm not. Yeah, see, I don't drink tea, so I tend to serve things that I eat.
Find sweet tea in California.
Yeah, you really can't. But now that you brought it up, I'm gonna say that to my partner and see how, because she likes sweet tea, so I'll find out if she wants to add that to the menu.
That's a whole new audience. The sweeter, the better, because they're gonna line up.
Black folk, you know what I'm saying? Love my people. Bring me my sweet tea, damn it.
If you're not hinging on diabetes at first sip, it ain't right. Okay.
I know that's right.
Okay, guys, this concludes the show. We love you, Gary. Thank you. Got a new friend over here at SKST, and we appreciate everybody. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you, Kurt.
Likewise.
And we'll make it happen again next week. SKST Radio.
See y'all soon.
God bless.
You're watching SKST Radio.